Happy Monday. Why did I say it like that? I don't know. Anyhow, 85 degrees. Look, this is my new purse that I ordered from Amazon. It's a Wrangler purse. Wasn't very expensive at all. It was like $43. You really can't see in here though. Maybe once I get over there I can show you. My cat. Oh, look you all. There she is. As pretty as can be. My cat already dug her nails in it. I picked her up last night to put her on the bed, and of course this was on the bed, so she grabs onto it. I'm like, no. Two little scratches on my new purse. I've only had it about a week, and she already scratched it. A little horse. Always horse. I guess my son didn't work tonight. His car's there. Oh, there goes that other neighbor. That other neighbor is like, I shouldn't like judge, but he and his girlfriend don't even go together, if you know what I mean. They're like so opposite. But anyway, to each their own, because look. My husband and I are complete opposites too. I've always been more of a rock person, electro, and my husband's always been country. Now we don't even listen to country. Now we listen to early bird and the 60s and 70s, which is worse. But I never imagined myself with somebody like my husband. I'm not putting my husband down, you know? It just goes to show you how opposites attract, because he used to be a bull rider. I mean, this guy is like cowboy, like 100% cowboy. He still chews tobacco, and he still, you know, does a barbecuing. He can ride any horse, a bull. He competed in that. He used to be in some kind of, I guess it was FFA also at his school, where he had animals and he had to get up like at 5 in the morning every day to go feed them and stuff. I mean, he's a cowboy. I am the complete opposite. Here I was more of an 80s girl / emo / goth. Complete opposite. And yet we ended up together. Go figure. I guess because I've only had one marriage in my past, and he's had like one marriage also, but he had one marriage, had 2 kids, and then he had another relationship and had another child. I only had 2 relationships with 2 different kids, right? Like 2 different fathers, and of course 2 different kids. But I guess when you go through experiences like that, it kind of like changes you, and you start looking past the differences that you might have, you know? However, my husband does not like any of the music that I listen to. I will play him some of my music and he won't hear it. He'll change it really quick. I don't know why, you all. I don't know why. I'll compromise. I'll listen to his music, you know? I'll listen to that. We've only just begun. I don't know how it goes. But what is that? The Carpenters. You know why? The only reason I know who sings that song is because when I was growing up, my brothers and my sister, they had a big collection of records, the 45s and then the other ones. I forgot what they're called, the big records. And they left those behind after they got married. I am the youngest still in the family, and I was still little when they were listening to this music, and I would play with it, you know, I would play it, and I would play with the records. I would pretend I had a record store, and I was selling all these records. I had to, like, have fun my own way, because I had nobody to play with. I was little, and anyhow, I would do all that. That's how I know who the Carpenters is, who Casey and the Sunshine Band is, the Commodores, Earth, Wind, and Fire. I forgot the name of some other ones. Wait, no, that's an 80s band. I was going to say Toto. That's an 80s band. I don't remember the other ones, but who's the one that would sing Tweety Tweety Tweety? I know I'm butchering that song. I forgot who sings that song. That tweet 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 tweet. Rockin' Robin. Yeah, that one. Boy, do I sound horrible right now. But that song, and no, it wasn't Michael Jackson. It was some other band. Michael Jackson didn't even come up yet. He came out a decade later or two. I don't even remember when that song came out. But anyway, that's how I was familiar. Look, you all, I grew up with that. I also grew up with Grease, Olivia Newton-John. I had like 2 of her albums. And that's about it. I didn't really have very many albums. Oh, Xanadu. How could I forget Xanadu? Hello. That was one of my favorite movies. I even had roller skates, and I would like roller skate up and down the driveway pretending I was Olivia Newton-John, okay? And I would sing Xanadu, dun, 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 dun. That, and my roller skates, I don't know why they did this, but they were the metal ones. They weren't like the regular ones. They were weird. And so you would just hear that as I was skating. I did play with a cousin's skateboard one time, and I would go up and down the driveway with that skateboard, but I would sit on it and then just go down. And okay, a family's coming out, and of course they're watching me in the car. Everybody has to watch me in the car. Who is she? Why is she in there? Why has she not gotten down? Who is she talking to? Is she gonna eat anything, or is she just gonna watch us? Oh, sir, can you please? Oh, wow. Chivalrous. Wow, we just opened the door for his wife. He went around the other way, and he's helping his wife in and his child. I'm a little jealous here. I'm jelly. I'm really jelly right now. Wow, and my husband doesn't even do that for me. You all, I missed that. We need to turn this down. Not that it's loud, but I don't want to get struck, whatever. I miss that. I was telling my counselor about that. I was like, I miss the dating. Like, not that I would want to date. No. I do not want to be single and date. No, hell no. Hell to the no. No. There's just too many diseases out here that I am not willing to catch. I do not, knock on wood, but no. And that's what's good about being in a monogamous relationship, because you have that trust, and you're not going to do anything stupid to catch anything. Hello, sir, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm still in here. You're not going to do anything stupid to catch anything, you know? But I miss that excitement of dating, of getting to know each other, of going out to dinner and a movie, or going out for drinks and having conversation, laughing, having fun, you know? Just sit back and have fun. Now it's totally different. Now when my husband and I have date night, which is like maybe once every other month, because he's never here, and when he is here, we usually do something with his family. It's kind of like rushed. It's rushed. Last time that we went out to the Texas Roadhouse, I was going to say Longhorns, Texas Longhorn, but no, that's also a steakhouse, but no, we didn't go to that one. We went to the Roadhouse. That's our favorite, apparently. And we barely sat down. We had our drinks. Next thing you know, they're already bringing the salad, the food, the main course. They did bring the appetizer. We didn't even get to really get into the appetizer because they had already brought our food out, which is a good thing, right? You want good service, fast service when you go out to eat. However, we were full really quick. We asked for boxes to go. We finished our drinks, our second drinks, and we were ready to come home. And we fell asleep. Like, is that really a date? No. But I guess it's a date if you're 60. But I'm not 60. I have a while to go till I'm 60, you know? But anyway, you all, TMI. I was watching this video, and I don't even know why this came up on my, well, I follow this YouTuber. I do follow him. That's probably why it came up. He put a video out. Hold on, I need water for this. And for some reason, when I turn to my left, my ear hurts. I don't know why. Anyhow, okay, so he puts out this video. And on the picture, what is it called? I forgot what it's called. You know that picture that they put to get your attention? Whatever that's called. I forgot. There are people that have like what appears to look like acne on their face. Like really bad acne on both cheeks. But it's like more like blisters that are like opened. Like open sore blisters. I don't know. So I'm like, oh my God, what is that, you know? And the title, I forgot what the title said, but it was something along the line of, and listen, I think you all know what the title is already, but I just don't want to like offend anyone. It starts with an H and ends with a V. And I'm not trying to offend anyone. If you're going through this, my prayers to you. I don't wish this on anyone. I'm just talking about what I saw in the video. And a lot of these people were talking about how they got this H blank V from someone they just met. Apparently they met, they hooked up, and then 3 to 4 weeks later, they broke out like that on their face. They had to go to the doctor because it wouldn't go away. And they're like, this is an acne. This is kind of weird. And, you know, sure enough. And then they had that other thing in their throat. Thrush, I think that's what it's called. And other places too. Other private places that you wouldn't want that, you know. And I was like, oh my God, like I was freaking out. And all these people were saying and how they hooked up with someone they just met, and 3 to 4 weeks later, they had all these symptoms. They go to the doctor and sure enough, they tested positive. But here's the thing, the person that they got it from, they didn't have any of these symptoms. So I'm thinking apparently you get these things, these symptoms, and then they go away, even though you're diagnosed and you test positive, they go away and you look normal again. But you're still carrying that virus, right? And so after that, of course, in all my feed, I start getting more and more videos of this thing, this situation. And I saw another one where this girl was talking about how, and I think she was Hispanic too, from Houston. And apparently there's a very high rate in Houston of this virus. And Houston is about 6 hours away from where I live, okay? Anyhow, so she was talking about how she was on a date with someone and they were arguing. The guy hit her in the face, and she shows the video where afterwards, the aftermath, and how she's on the floor because she passed out. He apparently hit her really hard, and trigger warning, he hit her really hard on her upper right cheek. No, I'm sorry, upper left cheek and eye area, and it was very swollen in the video, when she shows herself. But she goes on to explain on how she came through. This guy, another guy, was checking on her. He was like, hey, are you okay? Are you all right? You good? And she wakes up and she's like, yeah, like, where am I? Type of thing, right? And this guy tells her, hey, I'm going to take you home with me, just to make sure that you're all right, because she was like, I didn't have insurance or anything to go to the emergency room, and I couldn't go to the hospital or the doctor or anything. I have no insurance, no money for that, And so this guy takes her home. She's in and out of consciousness, by the way, because she does admit that she was very intoxicated. So she's in and out of conscious. She finally wakes up in the morning with this guy next to her, and her clothes are off. Her clothes are completely off, and she doesn't remember anything that happened. So then she asked him, did we do anything? And he was like, no, we didn't do anything. And she was like, well, then why are my clothes off? And he's like, well, I just thought maybe you'd be more comfortable that way, and I know that's the way I sleep, And anyway, she kind of like, okay, but to her, this is where she messed up too. She's like, well, he wasn't a bad looking guy, so I didn't think anything of it. And I was like, what? Oh my God, like, really? And so her story goes on, it continues to where she wanted to leave already. Like, she was starting to get like really weird vibes from this guy because he just kept wanting to check on her. And she was like, she really appreciated it, but at the same time, she's like, something's not right here. I need to go home. I want to go home, right? So, of course, he lets her leave. She goes home. 3 weeks go by, and meantime, they're still communicating. He's still checking up on her. How you doing? You all right? You want me to go check on you? You want to come over, watch a movie or something? And she's like insisting, like, no, did we do anything? You need to tell me the truth. And he's like, no, we didn't do nothing. We didn't do nothing. So, and this girl's really pretty, by the way. She's really pretty. She doesn't look like anything's wrong with her at all. She looks as normal as can be. Well, 3 weeks go by, right? And she starts to feel sick. She starts having these discharges go on her body, down there. And then she's got that thrush that she mentioned on the back of her throat. And I hope I'm saying that right, thrush. I think that's what it's like, a yeast infection type of thing. I think that's what it's called, right? I don't know. Anyway. And then she mentioned how that, speaking of yeast, she said, I kept getting a yeast infection. I would do those treatments. It would go away for 2 days, but then it would come back. And then it kept coming back and kept coming back, and over and over and over. Well, finally she goes to one of those clinics. She tells them her symptoms, and they test her, and she was explaining how if you test positive, they'll call your number and you have to go to the back so they can let you know. But if they don't call your number, that means you test negative and you're free to go. They'll tell you, you're free to go. Well, she said that she was in that waiting area for quite a bit, and they called her number, they called her to the back, and sure enough, unfortunately, she tested positive. The only thing that she could think of was that guy that quote unquote helped her. So she calls him up right away and she tells him, and he was just like, okay, like he wasn't shocked at all. So apparently he knew he was positive when he did that. And so now this is something she's going to have to go through. And I was just so sad for her. For one, what do you do? Like, that should be illegal to do to anybody. If you know you're positive and you're sleeping around with people, giving your virus to other people, that is life and death threatening, you should be punished. You should go to prison for that. Okay? That's my opinion. And I mean, look at everything she's going to have to go through now. She's going to have to go through treatments and therapies. And I mean, I hate to say it like this, but her life is over. No more being able to have an intimate relationship with anyone, because then you're going to give it to someone else. Now, I know I've heard some people talk like, well, when you're not at a certain stage, you can be intimate. I don't know how that works. It's just very sad to me. It's very sad. And then I got another video on somebody with, oh God, the other one, the HPs, the sores, the other, like the cold sores one. And these two women were talking about it with each other, and they were like laughing the whole time. They're like, oh yeah, but the exposure goes away, ha 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 ha. Like, they were making light of the situation. I was like, oh my God, like, and this girl that got it was in college at the time. She was very promiscuous, and that's how she got it. And I was like, oh, I was just like holding my head and my ears, and I was like, oh my God, like, how can you be so calm? Like, I don't know how they can be so calm. How are you? Oh, Lord, oh Lord. And then I started thinking to myself, this is why I will not ever date again. Ever. I don't care how old you are. I will never date again. Never. Ever, ever, ever. Knock on wood. I won't. I will be the cat lady. I will have my cat. I will have that mama cat that's outside and all of her 5 to 6 kittens. That would be me. I would not want to be dating, trying anyone out, having a relationship with someone, unless I go with them to get tested on everything. I mean, a full panel. We're going to get to, you want my results too? Let's go for it. I don't care. We'll both get tested. We'll both do the full panel, and we'll both make sure that we're both clean. We're not going to give each other anything, because I don't think that's outrageous at all. I don't think that's not being unreasonable, I think that I'm being very reasonable and very cautious. But fortunately, I am in a relationship. It is hard sometimes because we're apart so much, but we make it work somehow, I pray a lot. I read my Bible. I go to church, except for yesterday, but I watched it online. And I put God first and everything, and I pray to God, like, to always put a hedge of protection on myself, my husband, my children, our children, not just my children, our children and grandchildren, and and my son, my older son's already in a relationship, and he was never very promiscuous to begin with. My younger son, thank God, he's my angel. He is zero promiscuity. Zero. I don't even know how to say it. I'm trying to say it without having to say it, because I don't why am I embarrassed? I don't want to embarrass him, I guess. But I'm not embarrassed. Like, he's a virgin. And I believe he's going to remain a virgin until he gets married. Because I've even asked him. And I'm so happy about that. If I could go back in time, I would have. That's one of the things I would have done. And I think about that a lot. And I talk to God about that too. I'm always like, God, I often wonder if I had waited till I got married to have this great experience with my husband and then have my kids. I would trade what I have, anything that I have, for that, However, I do love my kids, God. I do love the kids you gave me. I would not trade them. If it would be possible, I would like to have them again, with my husband, that I finally got married and waited for. You guys, I've been wanting to share something for a very long while. And I don't even know how to share it. How I lost my virginity. It wasn't exactly consensual. And in short, without going into too much detail, I was 15 years old, and the man, he was a man. He was already in his late 20s, probably even 30 years old already. I was 15 years old. And that's all I'm going to say about that. For now. Until I feel ready to share the rest of that story, or even the complete story. Unfortunately, I will say this. Unfortunately, my mom did not press charges. I wanted her to. She wouldn't do it. I got blamed. Instead of her blaming him, I got blamed. Which was so wrong. And then to top it off, this man, was married. He was just separated from his wife at the time. But praise God that I didn't end up pregnant. I did not end up with any diseases. Thank God. Thank you, God. And the reason I'm even sharing this is because you girls out there, you need to take care of your body. You need to see it as a temple. It really is a temple. And I know you're probably thinking like, well, you didn't do it. You didn't take care of your body. Look what happened to you. You have 2 kids from 2 different dads. You all, I wish I had somebody to speak into my life at that time. I needed it. But I had no one. I had no direction whatsoever. No guidance. I had not even God in my life yet. I know God was watching over me. I knew of God, but I didn't know God the way I know now. And I'm still knowing Him. I'm still learning. But you really do need to treat your body like a temple. You only get one body. And you only get one life. And you want to value yourself. Even though others may not value you, and it's not too late, you still want to value yourself no matter what your body count is. Is that what they call it? The body count? No matter what that looks like. It's not too late. If you've never had anything whatsoever, it's not too late to start like, okay, I'm going to save myself now. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't care if you've had 10 or 20. It's not too late to be like, I'm going to wait until I get married. Some men may not respect that. And you know what? Those are the ones that you can kick to the curb. Who cares if they don't respect that? They don't respect that about you. They're not going to respect anything about you. So, please, please, please take care of yourself. Put more value on yourself. Have more respect for yourself. And for the love of God, some of you, please keep your privates to yourself. I mean, I'm sorry, ladies. The OnlyFans, that's another topic for another time. I don't have time to get into that right now. My son's fixing to get out. But some of you all on the internet, you meet somebody and right away you want to send them a picture of your breasts or your cookies. You know, leave those cookies in the cookie jar. Do not send anybody a picture of your cookies. There's no need. Why? I know that you love your body. You're proud of your body. You think you're beautiful. You think you have got the prettiest cookie on earth. Save that for your husband. Don't send it to every Tom, Dick, and Harry on the internet and expect them to respect you. Some of you have even gotten in trouble by doing that. And you know that the law is for you and you get away with it. That's all I'm going to say about that. Here comes my child. Love you all. Thank you for listening and take care of yourselves. Bye.